Hello, guys, and welcome down to the CoasterGen Show. Today, I'm joined by James. Say hi, James.
Hi, James.
And we also have Mikhile, Joe from Theme Park Insanity, and Sean from ParkSpill. Now, before we even get on with this podcast, I just want to say a massive congratulations to Sean for reaching 1,000 subscribers within 3 months. That's got to be like some kind of record. It has to be.
That's insane. Congratulations.
Yeah, well
Cheers,
done.
What
guys.
is your voodoo magic?
Yes, what is the voodoo?
No, thanks. It's mad to be honest. I can't believe it, but yeah, really appreciate that, mate.
No worries. And you have to celebrate that. You have a live Q&A on tomorrow night, I believe. Is it at 7:30? Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
7:30. Yeah,
7:30.
First time Joe's ever been on a live thing, so
Yeah.
it's a big. As we all know, if you've ever done a live thing, it's very nerve wracking the first time you do it. But,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's gonna just be like a chilled out type of thing where we kind of just go through, our trips we're planning and kind of any questions people have got. But yeah, we're gonna having a few drinks, but yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's cool, man. And the link is in the video description below. The live Q&A schedule is up now, so you can get your questions in the live chat. Make sure you go over there and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, so we're on with the podcast now. So hello to everybody in the chat. Hello watching. We had a couple of weeks off. Sorry about that, but we're all back now. Crazy times. Are we gonna talk about the new VR on roller coasters phase? So it's basically Oktoberfest at theme parks. It seems to be
Oh, yeah.
a new thing that is going on. That they've figured out that they can charge £5 for one beer and get loads of people through, and they'll have about 20 in a tent. It seems like a very good money making business opportunity for theme parks, and they're all jumping on it. Is it the same company doing it? Do we know that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
wouldn't
thing.
either.
If they're doing if it's like going to be in pop-up tents, they're gonna have to like hire mobile like bar equipment and mobile kegs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's
quite
chaos.
possibly one company could be making a lot of money
Mm.
just from hiring out mobile bar equipment.
What a time to be in catering, hey?
That even sounds.
It's not
like
even
the most
catering.
likely
It
case, to
is
be honest.
it is a completely separate type of company from catering
I suppose it is, yeah.
for the bar equipment.
Booze. Where are you getting all the steins from? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that will be like just kind of
Amazon.
Yeah.
no. It's
Mate,
it'll be from the same suppliers that do all of
There's
like
so
the
many,
glasses in the restaurants.
There's so many Oktoberfests that have been cancelled this year that they've
Probably
probably got like an
from it.
oversaturation of like steins in the house. They're
It's
just like
literally
giving them
overflow
away,
stock
probably.
from like Germany, just being sent over.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're probably the ones that pitched the ideas to all our parks, just because they've got
So, hey.
nothing else to
So,
do
hey.
with all the
Yeah.
signs.
Do you want to do an Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
We will give you 3 signs.
we hear you like hot dogs a lot. Do you want all these buns and hot dogs? Okay, cool. There you go. But it's going to
What
be
I will
cool,
say-
though. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be
It's
different.
going to be amazing.
Yeah,
It's gonna,
it's gonna be so
I,
cool.
I said on one of the
All
last
jokes
vlogs, like,
aside.
I love Oktoberfests, and we've been, and the Blackpool I've obviously talked about theirs, but they're
Yeah.
having the umpire band that we actually have seen like 3 times now, and they are so funny. Like they're really good, and that's at Blackpool that is. So I'm hoping maybe Towers will have them as well because they're just a good laugh.
Yeah.
Have Blackpool released dates for their
They
Oktoberfest
have.
days?
It's on their Facebook page. I'm pretty sure of it.
Finding
Yeah.
it now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's on there. Hello, Joe. Are you with us, mate? Joe, you with us?
Ooh,
I
don't think
is he
so.
on MIA?
He's gone.
He's
He's
gone.
got
No.
AWOL on us.
I don't know where he's gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey,
Oh,
there he
Hey.
is.
There he is.
Joe from
Hey.
Theme Park Insanity, everybody.
Indeed. So, good evening, everyone. Yep, sorry, I'm still here. Technical problems as usual. Yeah, how we all doing? We all good?
Yeah, we're great, man. We're just talking about Oktoberfest. What do you think about it?
I think it's everybody seems to be jumping on the same bandwagon, don't they, and kind of doing
Yeah.
the same thing. But I must go. I've written some funky Thorpe Park music, which is quite
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
did
yeah,
see
they
quite
have.
cool.
that.
Yeah, they
Oh
have.
have.
yeah.
Just makes me wonder if Alton Tower's going to get the same. What do you reckon?
They would probably have basically just the
Yeah.
same track.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, it won't
Well,
be the
it's-
same track
it's-
because
no,
it's the
yeah.
theme, it's the actual Thorpe Park theme.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
they'll just get a they'll just have in Hall of Mountain King.
The interesting thing though is that iMaScore put out saying because they're like German, they loved doing it. So I think
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
will put their own spin on each one. I think because they'll be like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is what we like.
I cannot
If,
find
if,
the
if there was
dates.
any company that was going to do something like that, it would be Armorscore.
Yeah,
I can't wait to
yeah.
hear a German
Absolutely.
umpire version of the Sonic Spinball theme. That's going to be cool.
Oh, can you
I
imagine if
don't,
they did
I
that?
don't think they're gonna do them all.
Oh, they should do it so much.
God, can you imagine like an
I'm-
umpire version of Smiler?
Yeah. I'm sure somewhere out there, there's a group of like umpire band that are enthusiasts that just can't wait to like do that out on the night. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure somewhere they exist.
Smile.
Absolutely, they do. You mean if you think about all the events in Europe as well, maybe even some people will be coming over to do it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, there's a lot of Oktoberfest like in Germany, like that aren't
Yeah.
even running this year. So it could well be.
I'm actually going to Germany in October, but there's no Oktoberfest. How bad's that?
Really?
Yeah. I'm going
gonna
over
be so weird.
going up to Munich because we're going to go on a bit of a tour around some of the area. It's going to be fun, actually. Me and Danielle are going. It's going to be fun.
Are you allowed
on
to go to
sleazy
theme
jet.
parks or is that banned?
No, it's not banned, but it's not in the itinerary.
It's
this
banned.
time.
It's banned.
It is not on the agenda.
We're actually, I don't think there is any near there. To be fair,
No, I don't think there is actually. I
no.
don't
If there
know.
was,
I
I'd be
think
going. But
To Munich, I think the closest is Europa Park. The closest.
yeah,
major one,
definitely not
anyway.
going there. Yeah, definitely banned. Yeah. Slap on the wrist. Nope, not going there. I get that out of my head right now before you even get on that plane. And be like, I'm going to find a way to Europa Park. It's going to happen. No, it's not happening.
No, it's just
We'll
gonna
get
go
there
on
one day, though. One day I will get there.
You're gonna be in the middle of Munich and just look at Daniel. And just, I'm just going to the toilet real quick, yeah. An hour, 2 hours later.
Don't say that. She won't let me go to the toilet now.
Turn back up with a lot of theme park versions,
sorry,
not the
babe, if you're
beach
listening. But it's funny. We were talking about like going to Germany and stuff like that. But Liseberg still isn't open in Sweden. Like none of the parks in Sweden are open yet. Like they're not allowed crowds over 50. But they've got like bars and restaurants still open and stuff like that. It's really crazy over there. I don't know why Liseberg hasn't opened.
Yeah, it is very odd. I don't understand that. It's a weird one, really. I think the weird thing is like when we went into lockdown, we were like, it's probably the middle of lockdown. I remember seeing like a whole news thing on Sweden,
Yeah.
and they hadn't locked down at all, and they were
No.
just like, "No, we think it's fine. There's nothing going on," and blah blah blah. And then like a week later, they were just like, "Yeah, this is
Shit.
really bad." This is it was like such a comedic. Well, it wasn't comedic because it's obviously very tragic as well, but it was just the way that attitude about it was like, what virus? We don't care about that. Like,
yeah,
you
but
know,
that was
and then-
us at first as well.
It was us. It was pretty
Yeah,
much
let's
every
not lie.
country. It was every country, weren't it? But it was,
We were like, it's fine. Just wash your hands. Sing happy birthday twice while you wash your hands.
Eat some cake.
yeah, exactly.
Remember that stage of the virus?
Wow. Can you
Yeah.
believe that it's only 3 paydays away till Christmas? Like, how crazy is that?
Oh man, that's
Free?
Three, it's not 3 paydays away.
Oh,
September,
no,
October,
you
wow.
say 3. I get 4 because my work like guarantees to pay us before Christmas. They
Yeah, I
actually
suppose.
they moved
So,
the
yeah,
Christmas
yeah.
pay date before, so we get paid before Christmas Eve.
Yeah, just tracking
That's
back a little bit. The Oktoberfest at Blackpool is on every Saturday in September.
Okay. I couldn't find the dates.
Really?
Yeah,
find
it's
the dates.
every Saturday in September, so it's not even in October.
Is there opening
Late
now?
night riding events 10 p.m. closed, due to take place
Ooh.
each Saturday, remainder of August and 26th of September. You could combine it with the Oktoberfest vibes. Are you planning a visit? That's from thrillnation.net.
Oktoberfest vibes.
Yeah, there you go.
We've got ours booked, so we're definitely going to Alton and we're going to Blackpool, but I don't know about Thorpe yet. I just don't know if that's the right
Where
vibe.
would
We
they
want.
do it at Thorpe? On the beach? Like, I mean,
Well, it's that. It's like where
not a
would
bad
they do
idea,
it?
to
And
be fair.
also, I don't think it's the right vibe for them. Like getting people
no.
drunk in Thorpe, I just feel is like a bit of a. It's not the right combination, is it? Really, encouraging that sort of thing.
Definitely not. No.
I wonder who's going to do it next. Should we have a bet on the show now? Which park's going to do it next?
Flamingo Land.
Flamingo
I was just
Yeah,
about to
Drayton
say.
Manor.
Isn't that just an
Flamingo Land,
Oktoberfest
Drayton.
anyway? Constantly, like in the caravan park, just everybody's getting rowdy. It does look fun to stay there at Flamingo Land. To be fair, the sea of caravans.
Well,
you
like
can
it's
see.
it's so funny. So like you know that Flamingo Land Crazy Facebook group.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like I've seen on there. Like there's. So I grew up going to Flamingo Land, but only for like a day and then coming back. You know, just like a day out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing people on there writing about how they spent like 8, 9, 10 days like the caravan park, and I'm like, people actually do that? Like, it's like I never thought there was enough there to spend more than a day.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Some people like going on caravan holidays.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
they
but,
will
like,
just spend time.
Ooh.
They might not even go to the park. They'll just go to the caravan.
Yeah. And then just
Yeah.
let the kids go to the park during the day and stuff, and they'll just chill out, read books, and make barbecues or whatever they do in caravans. I don't know.
that's
I mean, there are a lot
That's
of
just
owners
really
that
crazy.
do obviously go up there as well. So yeah, a lot of people just go up there. For, they have like a caravan go up for the weekend and sort of just escape up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, most people probably just go for like that. So sort of like whole caravan style holiday vibe as well. There's a very sort of Butlins feel to it almost in a way.
yeah.
Oh,
Really-
no.
especially on the night time.
James, don't you say anything.
Okay.
Don't, I remember what you said in that flight sim stream. Don't
Red
go
coats.
there.
It's probably what I'm thinking at the minute.
What, that Butlins is shite? Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that at all.
Oh man,
I will be controversial now and say that Butlins isn't that bad actually. I thought
Haven.
when I used to go to Butlins, it was pretty shit, and then we went like a year ago, and we went to Minehead, and they've got like an old like fairground.
That's the one I've
there.
been to.
And that was and like they had diversity on the nighttime. Did this insane laser show with like projection mapping, lasers,
diversity.
and yeah, diversity. And then Stephen Merchant did
desperate.
like a whole game show there.
No.
That's the thing. The one that I went to was Bognor Regis.
Yeah.
So
I think Minehead is
isn't
their.
great.
I think Minehead is their like staple one. I think, but like it was pretty good. Like I was
Stephen
like,
Merchant? Was he doing like magic tricks?
yeah, well, because he hosts like catchphrase these days, doesn't he? And he does,
Yeah.
like, all
But
the
he used
extra-
to have that magic show on CITV,
But
though, didn't he?
this-
Back in the day.
Yeah, that's how I remember him.
Yeah.
Like he just basically like every summer, like he does like a Saturday night there, and it's really funny. Like he just gets out into the crowd and stuff, and they like in terms of their shows, their nighttime entertainment, like because we like going to centre parks, like
I've never been, but I do want to.
It's a really cool place. It's expensive when you start getting all the stuff in there, but it's a nice place just to chill out on even if you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But we went to Butlins on a big family holiday with Joe's extended family, and Butlins. We were like really impressed. There was like we did the kind of high ropes and stuff like that. There's lots of stuff to do there, and if everything's like included. There's no like extra things. Yeah,
that's
it's
the
mad.
thing.
Last
time I went to Butlins, last time I went to Butlins was like years ago, so none of that was in there.
Same.
The only thing that I was able to do at Butlins was go to the really horrible pool or ride a horse.
Yeah. Wait, the funny.
So
I done from the pool though.
I done horse riding when I was there.
The funniest thing was when me and Joe, because we were like staying in these like they got these newly built like lodges, and they're really nice, like actual proper lodges. And then like this one day, me and Joe had to go do all our laundry, so we like we had to end up driving the car down to the end because it was so far away. But as we was like walking, we got out of the car as we was walking down. All the accommodation went into like the old like rubbish accommodation,
Yeah.
and it literally felt like you was in like Chernobyl or something.
yeah,
Like, and
that's
it's
legit what Butlins used
and
to
I'm
be
pretty
like.
sure, like, I hope this isn't offensive. I hope this might be offensive to some people, but I was like, it's just where the people, who, well, when I was younger, we used to collect like the tokens out the sun and get like a free holiday somewhere. Where now, like the real bad like concrete blocks and stuff, and it was just like they hadn't done any weeding around there, which would have drove Luke crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like a weird like council estate part of Butlins, and I was like, oh, okay.
Council
So-
estate part of
Butlins.
Yeah,
Put that on a t-shirt. Real's most famous council estate.
and
You know
I
when
saw
you drift
someone
into the
who
weird
Chernobyl.
side of YouTube, that's what that part of Butlins is.
yeah, literally. As someone who grew up in a council estate, I can say that non-offensively. So it's fine.
That's the staff housing.
Oh, Aaron just said that's the
I think
staff.
it is.
That's the staff.
No, I that's what me and Joe thought. We was like, I reckon that's where the staff live now, like the old accommodation, because like,
Probably.
yeah, that's probably because it was like deserted except for like a kid in
God.
his pants running around. It was like it's a bit weird.
Oh
Sure,
no.
Yeah, why not?
It's quite funny what Coaster Dan said about Stephen Merchant. It says anything to pay the bills.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
hilarious.
much.
That's hilarious. Anyway,
The
moving,
funniest. Yeah, let's move on.
moving away from Butlins, let's talk about the unannounced.
from
It
trashing
doesn't
Butlins.
exist. It doesn't exist. This coaster does not. It's not real, guys. The Jurassic
Raptor?
coaster, the thing that's happening in Florida that everybody keeps taking pictures of, them birds, I think, on the top of that weird track thing in the sky.
Birds looking for
Officially
real
made that.
estate.
So, what do you think to the it's not real coaster at Universal right now?
I don't know, mate. It's not real. I've not seen it.
I'm sure John Cena's like made it or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of them things. No, it looks insane. And Joe was saying before, like the Velociraptors they're putting in now, like I'm presuming they're going to be animatronics, right? Because there's 2 launches.
Yeah.
Is there 2 launches? There's 2 launches. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one out. Yeah. There's apparently
So
there's 2
from
launches.
what I've heard, there's supposed to be somewhere between 4 and 6 animatronics dotted around just the entire ride layout, and 2 statues, which I'm thinking are for to go at the end of the bypass bridge, which is the entrance into to the entrance plaza.
Yeah, probably like photo
that's
op statue type things.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But then like the rest of them around the area are supposed to be animatronics. And the way these first 2 have been placed, they've been placed on either side of one section of track. So you're literally at some point in the first half of the ride, you're splitting in between these 2. So you're just gonna fly straight through both of them, which will be
Wow.
which sounds incredible to be honest.
Yeah, it
I-
sounds really good.
I'm so ridiculously hyped.
Well,
for
I
this
was
thing.
hyped
can't
until I
wait to
found
see
out
it.
I'm not going to Florida next year. But
Oh,
Oh,
How come you made the decision not to go? Or was
it's
it
just
Yeah,
too,
of
it's
course, man.
too much money and too risky at the moment. Like
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
Germany, it's 70 quid
Yeah,
for a
that's fair.
flight, if you know what I mean, and about 100
Yeah.
quid for a hotel, 5 days. So it's like
Mm.
Florida, you're talking nearly $2,000, aren't you, each?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
and then if the flights don't cancel, but yet we have to quarantine, it's just it's too risky, to be honest with you.
yeah, that's fair.
We just have to hold out. I know a lot of people that have cancelled trips to Florida. It's crazy. Chris from Screw Loops as well. He cancelled, didn't he? But he went to Turkey. Oh my god! Did you watch his vlog?
Yeah, it's so good. I loved
like-
it.
I actually.
That Land of Legends looks incredible. That park looks awesome. It looks really
It
good.
looks. I mean, yeah, it looks. I think he summed it up really. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
don't go there if you're going for a theme park, but as a place to like go to, like to chill out with a water park, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
With the hypercoaster and stuff.
Oh, that Mac-
looks,
oh,
yeah,
That
it looks
hypercoaster
so
looks
good.
great.
That looks
It looks so good.
crazy.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. I think as long as you go, like he said, as long as you don't go there expecting like Ventura, it's just like
Yeah.
it's got some amazing, like for what they've got, the lineup they've got is really good with the water park. It looks so nice. It looks so nice.
That's one water park I've never actually been into, but I've been to PA like so many times. Just I don't know,
Yeah.
just feel myself coming out the park, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I need to go and like chill out. But like, I think
Yeah.
if me and James were gonna go like to PA, I think we'd definitely have to do the water park as well because it's just like it just
I
looks
like
incredible.
water parks.
Some of the slides are huge, massive.
But when we go, it's like out of season, so it's not
Yeah.
open. But
Usually is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
I,
cheap.
I would like to try it out though. It looks
Yeah.
cool. But like I said, I think I've said like a few times now. We did the only time I've been in the water park is when we did the scare maze through the water park,
Oh man, that sounded so good.
and that was cool.
Frill National has just said on the chat, more information about Alton Towers Oktoberfest has just been
I just
released.
saw that.
That it will take place on the lawn with 2 main stages and multiple food and drinks units. Rides closed will be 7 p.m. and entertainment until 8:30.
Wow,
Nice.
that sounds incredible.
That sounds pretty good. To be
It,
fair,
it,
that
sounds,
just sounds like
it sounds good.
fireworks.
It sounds good, but that ride closed at 7
Yeah,
p.m.
the
is
opening
heartbreaking.
times is just
Why
like,
wouldn't you just
you'd
run
think
the rides?
Merlin
So,
would be able. They can open rides later than that.
Well, yeah,
don't-
Dead
kinda.
times though, innit?
Like-
Dead times.
Like Blackpool, which is
Yeah.
right next to residential,
and the
they're
sea.
open until 10.
Worse weather as well.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean, like
Whereas
it's-
towers,
Speaking of
where
weather,
you don't really have anything. Well,
What
I
if-
don't even.
what if people-
Apparently, the ropers have moved out anyway. From what I heard last,
it's the
apparently they're
ropers'
not there.
souls just sucking all the
So-
energy out.
I think at this
So
point,
they
this-
don't have to worry about any neighbours because there isn't anyone
Yeah.
for about a mile.
there literally cannot be anyone who lives in the village of Alton
Cows.
who was born in the same house since like all the towers opened. Like they know what they're getting. Like if you
Yeah,
imagine if you move to Alton and goes, oh my god, there's a theme park.
I didn't
Yeah,
realise.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I thought it was in
Biggest
the
theme
other
park in
Alton
the
down.
UK. Do you want to tell
not-
the
it's
story
not-
about that, James?
Oh, so one of our
It's
one of our
Thorpe, isn't it?
friends-
It's Thorpe, isn't it? They
No,
just went to Thorpe in Alton
No.
Towers.
No, so one of our friends, her mum was walking down the street one day, and she lives. It was Farnborough, so quite
Oh.
close to Thorpe and that.
Sorry, yeah.
And basically, someone pulled up. She's like, "Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Alton Towers?"
Oh no.
So she just went, "Yeah, it's about 250 miles that way."
What?
Because they went to Alton down south because there
Wow.
are 2 Altons in the UK.
Oh
Well,
my
there might be
gosh.
more, but yeah, about 250 miles that way.
It's like a Lee Evans
That's
sketch.
like when that's like when I worked at Busch Gardens Williamsburg in Virginia, and I had a woman come up to me asking me where the Serengeti Safari is. She was asking me about Busch Gardens Tampa. in Florida.
Oh wow.
Wrong part of the spectrum, move on.
I was like, "You're not. Are you at the right park? Are you in the right state?"
Yes. Yeah.
Did you get on the
Wrong
right
way.
plane? Let me see your plane ticket. Forget your park ticket. How did you even get in here? Like that's what I'd be saying.
Right?
It's like how did you get in this park? You got. We have
They
an
probably
annual
saw
pass.
Busch
Okay,
Gardens.
Karen.
Didn't.
Like I don't know where she came. I don't know like what part of the world she came from or anything. But like
Ooh.
just imagine like legit getting on the wrong plane by accident and just ending up in a whole other country.
Home Alone in Busch Gardens.
Oh.
Kevin!
Kevin!
Some guys there in Florida like,
We
Kevin!
spent $992 on room service.
Which isn't that much probably in New York, actually. On
Yeah.
the grand scale of
It
things.
probably isn't. No.
Wow.
I mean, it's like $8 for a bottle of water in Vegas from room service. So, I mean,
No, it's just ludicrous, isn't it?
you know what, right? They gave us a mini fridge in Vegas and they said you can put things in. And if you take a bottle of water out, they charge you $8 at reception and checkout. So
Christ.
Mhm.
you have to like kind of put all your stuff in and just leave this bottle of water just like lingering somewhere in the back. It's like, don't
Is it
touch
like
it!
Indiana
Don't
Jones
touch the
where you
water!
kind
Don't touch the water! They'll know.
Like Indiana Jones, where you do like a really quick swap, just so
Yes.
the thing doesn't, that bowl doesn't run out the bathroom, you know.
Literally. It was so bad. I went to reception on checkout and I was like, oh, please don't tell me the water moved. But it was,
No, $6 left.
it was like the first time in Vegas and I was like, oh my God, please Vegas? Where's Vegas?
Vegas.
first time in Vegas, and I was like,
Vegas?
please don't charge me. Got back on the plane, landed, and literally the money came out, and I was like, it's like, no water bill. That's fine.
See,
But
that's
it's
the thing that I
crazy.
find so strange. Like, I get that it's when you go to like posher hotels, they charge you on checkout.
Well, thank you.
But like, even in like the cheaper places in the US, it is like usually charged on checkout.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, it's just like, nah. Like literally, they don't check the room or anything. You literally just hand them the key card and walk out. You don't
Yeah.
have
I
to.
don't know. I think it might be a bit of a mix. Like a lot of the hotels I've stayed at in the US, I've like as I've got there, you know.
Are those motels though?
Yeah, Holiday Inn.
no, proper hotels, cheap ones, albeit.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's more
yeah.
of an expensive hotel thing to charge on checkout.
Maybe.
That's what I think it
Maybe,
is. Yeah, I think majority of our hotels in this country just do not trust the British public about anything. So they're just like, no, you pay us now.
The what? Do you want to say
The
that again?
British
the British public. Trust the British.
I can't even have the excuse of like having too much to drink because I'm stone cold sober.
You're tired. It's been a long
Yes, you're
day.
tired.
There
It's
you
been a long
Mate,
3 months, man. It's been a long 3
Sean,
months. That one game,
I can't wait to go to Oktoberfest with you.
Yeah. Oh, no, you'll hate it, man.
When are you guys going? Like,
I'm gonna make a fool of myself. I'm gonna go viral on Twitter.
Park spilled his guts all over the floor.
Park spilled last night's dinner.
that's the name for the vlog, Sean. You've got it there. Park spills his guts all over the floor.
Just a thumbnail of me on the grass.
Yeah, no, chasing a duck. Like, come here, duck.
In the background.
In a tower of toilet roll.
I wonder how many ducks are going to get
happen.
pissed.
You just see him on.
Probably a lot.
You just see him on top of the tower's 40th anniversary cake.
Oh god!
Paint me like one of your French girls.
I'll end up I wake up in the morning with the cake in my bedroom like a student or something.
Top
How
of the
did
candle.
cake end up here?
Like the fish in bottom. Is it bottom? Yeah, I think it's bottom. No, it's maybe even badly, isn't it? When they wake up next to the fish. They stole the fish from the chippy. You know, one of them big fish things.
Yeah.
Like, and he stole it and just wake up next to it. It's like, why have we got this? I don't know, Tony. Oh, maybe even badly. That's an old program.
We're basically just scripting the next Hangover movie now, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what's gonna be.
The enthusiast hangover movie. Night before opening, that's what it can be called. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be. I think that's gonna be a messy vlog for us. Halfway through, it'll be like, "Well, I've lost the gimbal. Don't know where that's gone."
Tony Stein.
It's all gone.
GoPro in the Steinbach.
Yeah.
It's waterproof. It's fine.
When the camera work gets all shaky, we know when you've started drinking.
Yeah, literally. Like you have the stillest cinematics like on YouTube, and then you're just like,
Oh man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be beer. There's gonna be beer flying everywhere. Not on the camera, mate.
Oh, I can't wait.
A sticky Panasonic.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, we were talking about the Jurassic coaster before that happened.
We were. Yeah.
Yep.
We don't have
get
to
onto
get on
this?
some tangents, do we?
That was crazy. Right, let's say
How
hello
did we
to.
get onto this?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Because, I don't know. Unannounced or something? I don't know. Let's say hello to people in the chat. Hello, Ben. Hello, Behemoth. Hello, Mikhile. You're in the chat. Hello, Aaron.
Am I?
Yeah. Unicorn, indeed. Hello, Impact Towers. Hello, Coaster Dan. Hello, Joe. Sean's Joe. Looking forward to that live tomorrow. It's going to be cool. Hello, Mike. Hello,
It's gonna be fun,
Shad. Hello, Raymond. Yeah, lots of people in. Dilly
I'm
Bob
sorry,
Rice.
I've got to interrupt this.
Go on.
Last Oktoberfest we went to, Sean did a backflip off the table. Explain.
Oh, okay. So I didn't do a backflip.
Yeah.
So what
Context,
happened
please.
was
He
was
didn't complete
we was down at Oktoberfest and like normally like a lot of Oktoberfest you can stand on the table, not just the benches. But this one though, apparently it was like no standing on the actual tables. So I stood on the table. Security guard come up to me and went, you can't stand on the table, just benches. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Stood on the bench. The security guard then got up on the bench with me, put his arm around, and we was all just swaying. He was a big fella, so he just messed up the whole sway of it. So then I ended up just falling forwards. Did literally rolled over the table, cleared off a load of steins, landed landed on the other bench, but it was upturned, so I proper cracked my back.
And Jesus!
Oh God!
It was one of them moments where everyone went quiet, and then I just got up because I was very drunk, to be honest. I stood up and I went. Everyone went, "Hey!" So I think that security guard was thinking, "Oh my job's gone here,"
and that's how Sean ended up on Fail Army.
Yeah, pretty much. If someone filmed that, it would have been proper world star.
That would have
250 quid on you, been framed.
I would have loved to have seen that. That sounds so funny.
It was amazing. But I had
Behemoth Trims in the chat. You guys only do this at Oktoberfest?
No, not really.
Average Saturday night out.
It does remind me of when I saw the CCTV of the cellar manager at a place I used to work.
In Cardiff.
He was stupidly on his phone walking over the cellar hatch after he had told someone to open it.
Oh,
So as he walks past it, just as he turns around, it opens.
Oh.
And he walks back towards it, doesn't realise, and then falls. And he really injured himself. He I think broke 3-4 ribs.
How did the phone survive? Did the phone survive? I mean, that's.
I think the phone did survive, yeah. But yeah, you just see him vanish into this void. I shouldn't have laughed at it, but it was hilarious.
I mean, you were watching a CCTV for a reason. You weren't just wondering why there's a guy upturned down in the cellar.
Yeah.
Well,
I knew he had injured himself, so I
How did you get here?
CCTV.
I'll go and check the CCTV. Oh, damn. Trap door.
Of course, the CCTV did get recorded.
Yeah.
And shared.
That was hilarious. Anyway, have you guys in the chat got any questions for us? And indeed, if you've got any questions for ParkSpill, make sure you go to the link in the video description below, and make sure you go over to the live Q&A schedule. It's up now. Get your questions in. Ask them how he does all his cinematics and stuff like that.
That confused me earlier, by the way.
Why?
I didn't see you change the screen, and I looked up saying waiting for stream starting in 25 hours, and I was just like, what? It really confused.
You know what? In hindsight, I probably should have cut that bit out, because everyone's going to be like, what? Wait, we've started? Huh?
Yeah, it really confused me.
Sorry to anyone who I confused. All right, should we go and have a look in CoasterGen Show and see what we can talk about here? Mikhile, go on, pick something.
Oh, okay. All right, let me see. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Busch Tampa, Busch Gardens Tampa.
Yeah, go for that. Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
Recently hired Six Flags Magic Mountain's former park president, Neil Thurman, I think his name is. He's a pretty big deal. He's very well known in the coaster community, in the theme park industry, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. He's known to have done a really good job with Six Flags Magic Mountain from a business perspective.
Right.
And it's looking like that is a really good look for for Busch Gardens Tampa moving forward. In terms of stable business, especially through this uncertain period with COVID, etc. And then in terms of leadership at that park as well. He seems to be a great guy. I've heard people do nothing but sing his praises ever since it was announced, and talk about how he knows what he's doing. So
right.
it may be something really promising for Busch Gardens moving forward. I mean, at this point, all we need him to do is open Iron Gwazi in it.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, if he just goes in there now and goes, yeah, open that big thing there that you've not opened yet, and you'll make some money, like a shit ton of money. Like, it will happen. Just open it. I mean, you've already got the billboards out. I mean, you might as well carry on.
It feels so weird now that when me and Joe went to Florida last year, we was like, well, not last year, early this year in like March, we were like, it could open up any minute and we could get straight on it. That just seems laughable now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, if you're a water dummy, you might get away with it, but why has no one ever dressed up as a water dummy to like Scarefest or something like that? And just sat there on a train.
Costume. That was my costume.
Yes, water dummy. There you go. White morph suit.
Actually, while we were down at Towers on Sunday, Aaron raised a really good point about the water dummies that are actually on 13. You know, they've all got them sat at the back of the train. Why didn't they just put some cloaks around them so they actually just look like the wraiths from the rides?
Oh, that would be cool.
And then obviously, then you would have been riding.
Be cool as hell.
You know, you would have been riding the trains with the wraiths, which would have been absolutely amazing. And all it would have taken is, you know, a couple of cloaks, and you would have had a winner. So.
I think they should have printed out a John Wadley face and stuck them on each of the dummies.
They should have done an auction to get some more money, like get your face on them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
But yeah, no, that's a great idea. The thing with 13 is they don't, to be fair, the theming is really good, but outside of the actual ride, like in the queue area and stuff like that is so overgrown now. I know that's kind of part of it, but like you can't even see the van anymore. It's just like a roof. Like it's not. You
occasionally catch a glimpse of it.
Yeah, I think they should do a bit more in the queue line because you've got the countdown and everything, but it kind of just lacks that little extra bit of thrill in the the queue line's massive. Yeah.
I feel like there's such a good story there to like do something with, and I really like that's like I know a lot of people said they were disappointed with the like when I first did it. Even though like I was a little bit disappointed, the thing I was disappointed about the most was like there was not really any story or anything like that, and I was just like they could have done so much with that, like you know this like because it's almost like a sequel to Hex, isn't it? In a way. That's
why don't you see the girl in the woods when you're on the ride? Like,
there should be something there. Like I just feel like there's something they could do in there.
I think they had ideas, but I think they were too dark for it to be a family coaster. Like,
which is
not really because Wicker Man is
literally death. Yeah,
you're getting burned. You're sacrificing yourself. Like it's not
talking about burning people alive.
I mean, you got a point. You got a point. I mean, having a girl from the Ring there and a 4-year-old on the 13.
Somehow I don't think that's as scary in like sacrifice. Like if you're with your parents and you're like 9 years old and you're like, yes, we're going to get burned. Wicker Man, let's go.
Wicker Man's such a weird theme, isn't it? Like when you actually break it down, like
I love it though. I love it. To me,
it's not really scary as much as it's just straight messed up.
It's messed up.
Talk about like burning people alive and sacrificing them to some Wicker Man. That's just disturbing.
Yeah, I agree because I think like with 13, like there is like the music and everything on 13. Like I've witnessed it with being with my nieces and stuff. They are generally really scared to get on the ride because it does build that like tension up where you're like, oh, it's going to be like a ghost train type of thing. Yeah. Whereas it's not really scary at all. Whereas Wicker Man is just like when you're young enough, you don't really understand that stuff, do you? You're
just a wooden coaster.
Just a wooden coaster, and yeah.
You know, I kind of agree with that. Like our our Caterpillar coasters are now literally like 9-year-olds. Now 9-year-olds, a Caterpillar coaster is Big Bob. Like it's Wicker Man. Like you go through a tunnel. Do you remember the Caterpillar coasters? Like that's all that was around. They go through the apple.
Yeah. That's literally what it is, isn't it? Really? When you think about it.
It's a modern version of it. It just goes round in a figure of 8, comes back, and then goes through the apple. Yeah. Big apple.
I love watching. I don't know about you guys, but I do watch like a lot of vlogs. I am like, I mean, that's why I vlog because I like watching vlogs. Yeah. But like, I just find it so funny and like a really like funny when you see on vlogs where it's like someone's taking their kid on Wicker Man for the first time. And they're so excited and they come off and they just like don't talk or anything. Like, no, that was too much. Because I'm like, it is a family coaster, but it's not a family coaster, is it?
It's
Like,
intense.
It's quite intense.
It's really, really intense. It's not like 13 where it's like a bit of a
it's not like
sort of thing.
Octonauts.
It's like it's proper like jarring, and I can just like.
I don't really know what to expect from.
Well, it's like
I'm
that.
gonna get the credit.
That photo I managed to take.
Mikhile, you've
the
not
family
done,
on the
done
break
Wicker
run.
Man. 1 minute, James. Mikhile's not done Wicker Man. You're not done Wicker Man.
He's not been to Towers for like 8
not
years.
Oh yeah. I've got to be there for that. Right. Okay.
So what's your hold on, Mikhile? What's your favourite GCI that you've done?
Ooh,
My favorite
okay.
GCI. My favorite GCI is Thunderhead at Dollywood.
I just don't expect that. Okay.
Legit.
But like, no, I think it's a solid GCI. Like, I do think it's a really good GCI. Like, it's not obviously not my favorite, but it's weird because like in the vlog I put up yesterday, because I'd gone to Effling and done George and the Dragon, which is the dueling GCI. Like, for some reason, I think I went on there expecting that intenseness because that is mental.
Okay.
It's mental, but for like how small and compact that Wicker Man is, it packs a punch. I think
it does.
Really?
It's not forceless. Like
So like
Remus
I don't know
forceless,
if you've
it's not.
seen a POV of Invader at Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
no.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of like I guess you could call it like a mid-scale GCI. It's more of a family coaster, more so than like a family thrill coaster, like the bigger ones and stuff. I'm kind of expecting Wicker Man to kind of be on that level, if not maybe a little bit better, a little bit more forceful. But I guess we'll see. I'm not expecting to be on the level of, you know, like Thunderhead or like Woden or Troy out in Europe or anything.
I just think with Wicker Man is they're packed in so many like lateral G's in such a small area.
Yeah.
It's just mental. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
It's
sorry. All I can say is, you know, don't be full by its outward appearance because it doesn't look that fast off ride, but when you get on it, it's a whole different ball game. Completely different. It really
especially
does,
if it's rained.
Yeah.
It hauls when it rains. Oh my god.
It was horrible.
I am really the part of it I'm looking forward to most is the double down after the first drop.
That's fun.
That's cracking.
Yeah.
I love that.
To be fair,
that bit looks really good.
One of my favorite moments is when the second time you go through Bob, so you come round the turnaround, and then you do the little bunny hop, and then you do the drop down into the pit, and you do hard right.
That's my favourite part. That is
such an aggressive yeet moment. That just
I love that.
It literally throws you. And it's and you hit the lats at the bottom as well because it's not fully banked. That bit isn't fully banked, so you hit the lats in the corner as you come through, and then it throws you left, and then you go around like I call it the Grand National bit because it just goes up, it goes and then drops again. Like it reminds me of that.
The only thing with Wicker Man is I really wish they'd done something with, you know, when you're in the tunnel at the end. I really feel like they missed out on doing something in that tunnel.
What I would have loved to see them do is have, it would kind of mess with the operations and just the, I suppose, just the operation of the ride. But if they did an unload, a separate unload station from the load platform, and if you couldn't see it from the air gates where you're standing,
that's such a good idea.
So if it came in empty, as it's saying, thank you for participating in our ritual and stuff. It's like
Mikhile,
you can't see the people who just rode.
Yeah. How good would that be? You've hit the nail on the head there, because I always loved that with like Pirates of the Caribbean, where you get onto an empty, because it went like, well, for me it was like at Drayton Manor, the pirate adventure, which was admittedly pretty rubbish, but it was a childhood thing for me. But I look like something that stuck in my head was like getting onto a boat that was empty. I was like, where are the people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my head, I was like, where are they getting off? And it was like such like a mysterious thing. And I
thought that
it would work so well for the theme, because the whole theme of being sacrificed to Wicker Man, like it actually looks like people are being sacrificed, because
that would actually be so good. That would have been so good.
They just needed to do the storage better for that ride. I think they got to a point when it was like, right, we need to run 3 trains on this. We can't keep 3 trains in all the time. Okay, we're gonna have to put a transfer table in, and that just screwed it all up. Imagine if the actual trains just moved onto a transfer table, onto an offload, and then moved back over, and then went back on. That would be so cool. Like with fire going off and stuff, like you wouldn't know it was happening. Just a little transfer table, straight over, off, back. Then like you said, the train comes through empty.
Yeah,
that is that's one of the best ideas I've heard for that.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's even
that could work so well.
Taran's the same though, isn't it? Like that is into the station, and it just feels like more special. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird.
Well, I only know from writing, but yeah, I know there's an offload and a load station for it.
And it just adds to the experience, in my opinion. But
yeah, you know what? Even stealth, like when it comes in empty, it's like, I know where I'm sitting. I'm gonna sit there. I'm just gonna jump straight in, and then boom, you're off. Like
it's almost like you see the train coming through with the restraints up and stuff. It's almost as if it almost feels like
welcoming.
That train is specifically for you. Like it's not just being used by some other people. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Used.
It's been sanitized, don't worry, guys.
Sanitized for your pleasure.
Not your safety.
That's what the ribs are for.
Right, okay. What's this hotel, Mikhile, in Fantasialand?
Oh, right, yeah. So
the Willy Wonka chocolate factory looking thing.
You know what? Now you've mentioned that, I can't unsee it, and I'm really sad.
It does. It looks like it. It really does look like it. Apart from the cherry pepper on that photograph, but yeah, no, it does. It does kind of look like that, and it's just rusty, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's the, for anyone that don't know what we're talking about, it's the hotel facade for the Charles Lindbergh Hotel. That's going to be a part of the new Ruckberg area at Phantasialand in Germany. Mm-hmm. This new area park project at Phantasialand that's been going on for what feels like about 10 years.
Is that where Fly is?
Yeah. That's where Fly is going to be, and just pictures of this area just look ridiculous. Like like Sean, you think Klugheim looked good? This looks even a step above
it's very
that.
steampunky.
I love, because like me and Joe, obviously we saw the frontage of this. It didn't have the pipes along it like you're showing now. But we saw this like a couple of weeks ago, and it does look way better in person. I know a lot of people are going, it looks rubbish, but I think it is down to, like, I love steampunk stuff anyway. And I just think it suits it so well. And when we saw it in person, we were just like just the hotel. What I'm talking about looks really cool.
What about the way the hotel's set up? It's literally like in different towers and sections dotted around the area. Like it's not just in its own little block inside the area. It's in different places. So you're going to be able to get different views of the area depending on where you stay in, which I think is amazing.
It's also, isn't it? Like, I don't know if this is correct, but I remember reading that this is like a budget version of the hotels because they're like more like pod rooms than they are like.
I remember reading something like that as well.
Yeah.
It may be a bit more. Yeah, it may be a bit more affordable than the than the other hotels they have there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know too much about that. I feel like I've read that somewhere, but yeah.
So,
but yeah,
let's talk about your trip to there then, Sean, because you've just been you said you went into the wrong car park on your vlog. Is there two like entrances or something to it?
So like since doing a little bit more research, we didn't like. There's not really a wrong car park. It's just that they've got loads of different car parks, and the one at the front where you go through the front entrance, like it's like tiny. So like when I was looking on the map, so like you have to get there real early to get into that front car park. For the most part, I think this is like a fault of Fantasialand. Really, is the fact that you're not getting that like front entrance type of experience. You're kind of just coming, like we come in the back of the Chinese entrance, which is basically essentially the back of the park. So it's still like impressive, but like you're not coming into Berlin, which is like the entrance plaza. So we didn't get that like, oh, we're here. So yeah, it's a bit of a, but I think that's the problem with Fantasialand is it's such a compact park in like a very built up area. That's the only way they've been able to do it. So it's like this major theme park, but then you've got this kind of like a Chessington style like car park at the back,
Oh yeah.
So what really struck you when you were when you were there? Like what really took you a breath away apart from Taran? Because obviously Taran's like the pinnacle of theming. Like
apart from Taran and Klugheim, I thought the Mexican area Chiapas was like amazing. Just because like I think it was so sunny and it just had like Portaventura vibes to it. Like it was so cool.
I'm getting withdrawal symptoms just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just it's such a nice area. It's like every area in Phantasialand. It's just like it's designed to just be able to because they're so compact. It's like they only have really like one major ride in each area. So it's like but like there's loads of places to just sit and chill and like you can buy like a. Everyone thinks I'm going to be alcoholic at this point. I'm not, but I like to have a beer now. I'm on a holiday. I like to have a beer, but like you can just buy like a bottle of beer, like, and then just walk around the park with it, and then you can take it back, and you get like €2 back. So it's like little things like that, which makes it feel like much more of like a resort type of vibe, and it just feels all like it's just amazing. But then even saying that, like Colorado Adventure. It's just an amazing place to be around.
What do you call it in the vlog? Colorado Express?
Yeah, I kept saying Colorado Express.
It's a good name. It's a great name.
Yeah.
Just to stop everyone a second, that's the hotel that we're talking about before, by the way, on the stream now.
Or the entrance facade of it at the very least.
Yeah. There you go. That's what it is.
I think once they unveil that the store, I think there's going to be a big story involved with the whole Flyer and Ruckberg area.
I think there is as well.
There's going to be I think because a lot of slack that Phantasialand get is that they don't really explore stories. Like Taran, Klugheim is like so well themed, but unless you do a bit of research, you have no idea what the story is in that place. But I think with Fly, they're going down that route of like a proper like story, and I think once we know that, we're going to understand what this entrance to the hotel is going to be about.
What is the story of Taran?
So the story of Taran is that there's a famous scientist who has found out how to like transport energy out of rocks.
Why is it always the scientists? Why is it always the scientists?
And so that Taran is like a bat. It's like a called what like a ram, like a battle ram.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
It's shaped in a battle ram to transport energy around this village and stuff. And then it's also linked into like Rake, which is like a time travel experiment. That's a little bit more clear when you
that makes sense because it goes away and comes back. That makes sense.
I like in the station there's a lot of stuff to do with like time travel and stuff.
What was that like, by the way, that ride? That looks actually pretty cool.
We didn't do Rake. We didn't have a chance to do it because we
did you not? Oh,
no.
Wow.
Well, this is the thing with Rake. No, because like I was like, it's a boomerang. Like I understand it's going to be cool in
just
like
Ben 10 on steroids.
But there was more rides that was like, on my like list to do. I love spinning coasters.
Mm-hmm.
So like I needed to go to like
Rinjas.
Yeah, I had to do Rinjas, and there was just like so like obviously I wanted to get at least 2 rides in on Black Mamba and Taran. So like it kind of like
that's something else we need to discuss as well.
Oh,
yeah, we'll discuss it.
That discussion.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's the Taran backstory. But it's one of them things where it's like it's nice if they just did something else to explain it, because
it's not very clear.
It's not very clear, and something else with Phantasialand are very strange, like in the way they do things, because like they make these amazing areas, but like I say, then they don't expand on it. They don't do stories. They don't like enthusiasts. That's something I keep hearing from people who are like watching the vlogs and stuff. Is like they don't like enthusiasts going to the park and vlogging and stuff. They don't like that side of it, which I just don't like. I mean, I understand like not being like receptive of him, but not to just flat out like him is a bit odd. But then it's things like
that's strange because enough people have done vlogs there.
Yeah, like they don't stop it from happening. You know what I mean? But it's like I always contact a park just to say, is it okay to film? Like, is there anything I need to do? because I don't want to just turn to a park and like cause their security staff like aggro with taking a gimbal and stuff in like that. Like I like to try and do it up front, and just like I don't ask for any special treatment or anything. I just say, is it okay? And they just like that's like the only park that's never really got back to me, so they don't do stuff like that. And but then they make these amazing like experiences. So for me, it's like it's cool that now, like with Fly, it seems like because we've got like one of them newspapers. I don't know if you've seen it, but they're creating these newspapers.
I saw you pick it up at the end of the vlog. When you were walking out.
Yeah, and they've got like it's proper like newspaper as it's from like the area, like from Ruckberg, and it's like really cool. So that to me that suggests that they are really going into that like kind of backstory, which is really exciting.
In my opinion, like the best way to implement story is to not necessarily like you can tell it like pretty clearly, but like if you can do like have things around the area which kind of point you in the direction of where the story is going in a sense, and like really immerse. I don't use immerse.
No,
kind of cliche, but like get you into that time frame, get you into that world, get you into that scenario, and then tell the story that way. I think it's much more effective. Kind of like you're figuring out the story yourself.
Well, this is the thing. Like this is what the best theme parks figure out. Like, so a lot of people, if they watch my channel and stuff, will know that like we're big fans of Efteling, and that's like a superb park to like take like inspiration from, because like every single one of their rides is linked to each other. They have like an actual story and a lore behind the whole park, and they all link together. And it's kind of like a bit like Disney. What Disney do?
Yeah,
is like if you look far enough into it, there's characters from like Pirates of the Caribbean to Haunted Mansion, and all the way over to like Disney Tokyo Sea. Like there's like the Adventurers Club. There's a whole story behind that link into each other. And there's like little Easter eggs around the park. So it's like if you're in the know of these stories and stuff, you can actually follow it through. And I just wish like more like UK park, like for me, I'm like Alton Towers could like benefit with doing something like that, having like an actual full-on story behind the park. Like they already do it with their fireworks shows with like the power of the towers, the gems and stuff like that. If they could just do something like that tells like a wider story of how like all the areas are linked in with each other, for the general person, they wouldn't notice it, but like I think it's like a subconscious level you start noticing it. That's just my opinion anyway. But
one thing that does my head in is how is 13 not related to Hex?
It's got to be in it. It's 100%.
It's there, right? It's literally there.
Yeah.
The opportunity is clear as day for it.
This is what I always thought. I was like that's related to that, and I was like, if Towers wanted to do like a story of the whole park, they could say, like X sector is the future. That if like the gems that don't get replaced, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like they do. It's like if there's the gems, the power doesn't get restored to Towers, this is the future we're heading towards. Then you go to like Oblivion and the Smiler. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. And
it's funny you say that because make sure you subscribe, guys, because I've got a Fireworks Spectacular coming out in November. So make sure you check that out. I still need to watch that. And also, if you guys can't wait till November, Jammy, so if you guys have subscribed to Jammy, he's done a Fireworks Spectacular. It's 25 minutes long, and it's absolutely incredible. Obviously, he couldn't wait till November to get it out, but his video is out there. Follow him on Twitter, and I'll try and put a link in the video description after the podcast goes live. So, make sure you check that out. But anyway, as you were saying, like about the gems and stuff.
Yeah, I just think like, I think more parks need to like focus on their like kind of like a backstory. That's just my opinion. I'm a big look. I know there's a lot of people who just like coasters and thrills, and that does it for them. But
it's like hello, you guys there? Hello.
Theme parks it's like a live version of like theater. That's the way I interpret like
hello. I keep losing them on Discord. Sorry about that, guys. They might come back.
Consistent storyline, but like just a chronology, like kind of going through the entire thing, so like just a consistent idea, going through the whole park. My favorite park that I've been to out of all the ones that I've been to is Silver Dollar City in Missouri, and they are Hirschend Entertainment, who own them, are incredible with doing that in this part. Like from my experience there, the one thing I always say about Silver Dollar City is that it doesn't even feel like a theme park. It's themed on 1800s, just old town Missouri town basically, and it doesn't like. The one thing I always say is it doesn't feel like a theme park. It feels like a legitimate town that just happens to have rides. That's how I look at it. To the point where, and it has these like little subtle reminders of there's like a few different storylines going on throughout the entire park, but it's not just one kind of central thing. But it is at the same time, because you're just in this town, and there's hundreds of things going on in like small towns or whatever, to the point where like when you enter, there's the park map that you get is in the style of a newspaper. So like it's literally like the same size as a newspaper. It has the same like headline structure and all the different characteristics of newspapers and stuff. But when you open it up, there's the park map in there, there's the list of shows you can see, the list of places you can eat at, and then obviously all the rides, and then even different shows and attractions that you can go and see outside of the park as well in Branson, Missouri, which is the tourist destination nearby. It's so well done, and it literally just feels like
that's why it's one of my biggest like bucket list parks to go to, because it gives me them vibes that it has something behind it, like it has some charm, like its own kind of charm. Bit like it's also like Dollywood. Like I really want to see Dollywood as well, because it looks incredible. But yeah, Silver Dollar City looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does. I mean, to have a theme park at the start anyway, like, you just turn up to a place and there's all these rides and stuff, like, to not have a story behind it, like how it became, seems a bit, I don't know, if I was designing like this Paramount Park, for example, or this London Resort, whatever we're going to call it, is there going to be some story to that, or is it just going to be, wow, there you go, glorified fun fair with lots of mountains and theming and
that's the thing, they've got the IPs of shows and stuff, so I'm assuming each ride will have an IP. How much they theme it though? Question.
I know.
I'm sure a lot of the attractions will be like like really immersive and obviously true to the IP they have, but whether everything's going to be sort of interlinked and have sort of like a fluid sort of storyline, I don't know. That's a hard one to call.
I think that's the thing when you're talking about like IP based parks, all they need to do really there is they have to have the IPs, but then they can just, if they do the walkways that just gradually go into it, 'cause it's like Universal going from, for example, going from like Hogsmeade to Jurassic Park should be very weird and jarring, but the way they do it is like quite gradual. So as long as they can do things like that, it works really well. But I think for somewhere like that doesn't have IPs, for example, like Silver Dollar City, your Alton Towers, you need something that holds it together, and then the people who become fans have got something to grasp on.
Yeah,
because like another weird thing about Phantasialand is their merchandise is shocking. Like it's so bad. Like they've got all these amazing things, and they don't like. Taran had like one T-shirt you can buy, and that's it, like, and a notebook. And I'm like, it's a world famous coaster. You think you'd be...
I've noticed like difference between like Thorpe and Towers merch. Towers merch is a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's owned by the same company.
There's a whole different standard.
It's weird, isn't it? It's very strange, and it's
they don't even have pen sets.
Don't even have pen sets.
It's really
well
angered my
by
mum.
that.
Yeah, well.
I don't understand it though, because you'd think like Thorpe being like so close, London. You think they would go all out on it, but it's like now, like Alton Towers is still like the jewel in their crown and
like
stuff.
Towers, you have like the really nice coats and stuff. Whoop, you don't have any of that.
I don't
imagine a stealth coat. Oh, yes, please.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Like a swarm one. The swarm one. I think they do have a swarm, but and the fact that like they don't have like they have the shops, but they're not like proper. They're not like Towers.
Right. Well, speaking of Thorpe Park, because we're on it, should we talk a little bit about our trip? Because we've not been able to talk about it, like, because we've not had a show since we went. So we
haven't, no.
All right. So Joe, have you finally figured out what your favorite coaster is at Thorpe?
Yeah. So if anybody's wondering what that's about, I accidentally posted the my wrong number one coaster onto my profile on Saturday night. Really clever, but I was absolutely cream crackered. Anyway, yeah, my number one coaster basically is the Swarm. There is no two ways about that. You know, just the whole experience. Yeah. You know, the way it's sort of the smoothness of it. It's just a whole package experience for me. And officially, it's taken that top spot from Nemesis as well, which has taken some doing, to be honest. So yeah, the Swarm for me, definitely. Good. But the whole lineup, you know, the whole lineup there was just incredible. It's like a whole different level of tower, you know, from Towers basically.
What? Explain what your first stealth experience was like.
So we're referring to the one where I was absolutely cacking my pants, or are we referring to the one where I lost my sunglasses?
The first one. And then go on to the second.
So basically, queuing up, sat down absolutely. Well, you know what? It's after 9. Shit in a brick. Sat there looking up at this 200 odd foot, you know, sort of vertical vertical top hat. Anyway, mustered the courage, sat down. I was strapped in. By that point, it was far too late to back out of it.
Yep.
Flew down that.
You were wanting to back out.
I wanted to back out, but I didn't do it because I wanted to ride it. And we literally got to the break run, and I was like, right, second run, second go. I want to go again. And that's exactly what we did on day 2. But yeah, it was absolutely incredible. The speed, the intensity, the height. It was just something else entirely. I loved it. I really did.
Yeah, that launch.
The interesting thing, it actually almost overtook Swarm.
Yeah, nearly did actually at one point. Yeah, but Swarm kind of clawed it back the second day. So
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your guys' favorites?
So my favorite is Stealth. Just because there's like literally like I know the
That's
same.
Mine
you could say
too.
the same for you could say the same for Swarm. There's nothing else like it, but it's just like Stealth is just that launch and the top hat. It's just
that
so
launch is
mental,
not to be messed with.
We did it for the first time this season. We managed to get front row. I think you guys did as well, didn't you? Get front?
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
and that at the front, it's just like it's just like. It's just mental. It's so good, and like I understand. Like the thing for me is I love the Swarm, and I did Phoenix. I'll talk about Phoenix at Toverland.
Stop talking about Phoenix. You make me jealous.
But man, that thing, like I went like we went to Toverland. We did that coaster like probably about 10 times in one day because like it was so dead there that they just let us stay in the station and just keep re-riding it and changing seats. So just like there's no one else waiting, so it was just me and Joe just check, you know. And I grayed out on that like pretty much every one I went on when it was towards the back. Like I full on grayed out, and I don't grey out on coasters very often.
Wow.
It's so forceful. So I think for me that kind of, even though I love the Swarm because I think the theming of Swarm arguably is one of the best in the UK. Like I think it's got to be. It's so good. It's so good, and it's like my type of style in terms of like the way I theme it and stuff. It's like you know, like a dystopian type of like sort of stuff. I love it, and I love the fact that You and Me at 6 did like an official soundtrack for it.
Yeah,
that was a world first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You and Me at 6, the first official ever like top like charter like theme park song.
Yeah, but they did have the
created ride
soundtrack. Europe's first. Yeah, they had Europe's first inverted drop.
But I just love the fact that they said, you know, with their like world records, they were just like, well, it's also the first ever song to get an official soundtrack by a band. They just take anything, don't they? Really?
Jesus Christ, Merlin.
Yeah,
literally. But in terms of what else you enjoyed down at Thorpe, because you're a really big fan of Saw. Like, if you guys haven't watched our vlog, make sure you check it out. It's on the channel, so and obviously subscribe as well. Make sure you check it out. I'll put a link in the video description after the podcast goes live. But yeah, it's a long one, by the way. It's about an hour and 17 minutes.
It's a great vlog though. It's so good.
It's
hilarious. The amount of stuff that went on during them 2 days was just like craziness. Like,
I'm not even gonna lie, Luke. That's probably, in my opinion, that's probably the best vlog you've done.
I loved it.
My favorite part was sunglasses.
Oh yeah, let's just touch on that. Just like, have you bought any more yet?
Yeah, thankfully I've got another replacement pair, so I'm all good.
Good.
I think, to be fair, that second day we were just...
Hello, Joe. I seem to have lost them again on Discord. I'm sorry about this, guys. They will come back in a second.
No idea, because they were sat literally right below where my chin is. So I sat down.
And how the ride host didn't tell you about them as well.
That's crazy. That is. That's what I was thinking.
But
guys, just 1 minute, guys. Just one sec, guys. You guys, I lost you guys for a little bit. It's happened twice now during the podcast, so I apologize if you don't hear some of the stories back in the podcast. My Discord's being really silly, so. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, if you just want to say, Joe, what actually happened, because I lost you from there. So sorry.
It's all right, no worries. Yeah, so basically I handed everything over, barring my sunglasses, to the people in the bag hold place. Sat down on the thing, completely oblivious to the fact they were still there. The staff obviously checked us, completely missed them. We went up over that top hat. My sunglasses basically went right, kind of hovered in midair, sort of 0G moment almost.
Yep,
and then
I saw it all.
And then just basically like vacated off into Rumba Rapids. And
I did try and grab them. I genuinely did try and grab them. And that's the thing. Another vlog, I don't know who it was by, came up recently. Yeah. And they lost their annual pass because they had their lanyards on their neck. But they didn't lose it at the top hat. They lost it as they were coming down the drop.
Yeah, they did. I saw that one. Yeah, I was thinking... But at the end of the day, I'm just...
Who was that?
I can't remember.
I can't remember his name either. But it was pretty
came
funny.
up on my feed.
I don't know. I feel like if you wear your... Oh, no, I'm not going to say it. So if you wear your annual pass...
Yeah, I don't wear my...
It's going to happen, bro.
The only reason I wear it is to get through the gate, and then that's it. It goes in the bag.
Like, the only reason you'd wear your annual pass on your neck is to say, look how special I am. Like, I don't understand.
I've got an annual pass.
I literally just put it around my neck before I get through the gate because I've got a camera in my hand usually. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. Like then, like you put, but it's the people who just wear it all day. I'm just like, cringe.
Mine stays in my wallet.
Yeah.
And people that say like, oh, but you get your annual pass discount. You're gonna be paying for stuff. Keep it in your wallet.
That,
you get them both out at the same time.
But the amount of times I get to the till and they go, have you got an annual pass? And I go, have I got an annual pass? Yeah, I do.
I have to tell Joe that every time she could buy something.
It's easy to forget.
I go, Joe, annual pass. Oh, yes, yeah. So to be fair,
they don't really advertise the fact that you
to be fair, if you do wear your annual pass on your neck, I understand it because it reminds you, but in my eyes, I'm just like,
I don't know.
I think that should be a punishment for James, like in the future. Like if we do something, like he has to wear his annual pass all day at Thorpe Park, even on the rides.
Yeah, has to wear his pass.
He can wear his old pass while he goes on stealth, so in case he loses it. He's got to keep that lanyard on though.
Well, are they moving the Merlin annual passes over to just the electronic pass that you just have on your phone now? Because I just bought I just bought a premium season pass, and that's just been emailed to me as like a digital version of it that I'll just keep on my phone. I was wondering if
maybe they're doing that
with the Merlin annual pass as well.
No, they're
maybe
still sending...
for the park only type tickets. The actual Merlin ones they've been doing the.
Yeah, they still do the cards because, like, when we go into
they're keeping that as an actual physical card.
So. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Because, like, when we go to the parks, like, when we kept pre-booking, basically, like they weren't checking any tickets at
No.
Thorpe or Alton.
No,
They've started doing it now. When I
Well,
went last
what
on
we had to
Monday-
do was show the ticket that we bought,
Yeah.
like for £1,
yeah.
but actually going through the turnstiles, you use your annual pass. You don't use the
Where-
ticket
where-
that
where-
you bought.
when
It was
we
weird.
when
Yeah.
we went a few times, like back in like July when it first opened, and they literally were not checking any of the tickets. They were
I've
just
had
we
mine
were just
checked
scanning
every
it.
single time.
So the report was that like people were just, because people got hold of that, people were just turning up, and
Yeah.
then that's why a lot of the parks were like over capacity. So now
Good point.
Monday they checked the ticket twice now, and I've got to say when I went to Alton Towers on Monday, it was a lot less busier than I thought it was. That's what I personally I think was when I went to Thorpe and Alton before that. Like they were not checked. I did not get my ticket checked once.
At Thorpe, really?
At Thorpe, they didn't check the ticket
Wow.
once.
We had it checked like twice, 3 times, I think.
Yeah,
Like-
but that you went a little bit later on, didn't you? Than I did.
Yeah.
When I went out, it was like July, like early
that
July.
explains it then. That explains the amount of people in the parks then.
I think people like clocked onto it and were just going in.
That's so bad though.
Like, it is.
Idiots.
It's bad. It's bad, and it's also bad. Like I'm going to get on a bit of a rant now, but the fact that the fact that I can't book a ticket. Like say if I wanted to book a ticket for next week, I can't do it.
No,
it's 2 week booked in advance, and I think that because people who have got money who are just going, I've got an annual pass, I'm going to book every single day up I can.
It's 30 quid in for a month.
Yeah. They're just going to be like, I'm going to book every single day up I can, and then they've got the choice of whatever day I want to go, and they don't turn up on the day. And Alton Towers put out a status up about three weeks ago on their Facebook page saying, we are aware that a lot of annual pass members are booking up places and not turning up. If you're not going to turn up for a day, please let us know before that so we can offer it to other annual passes. Like everyone's going off on Towers saying, I can't I book for like 2 weeks? But what it is a lot of people are just going, I'm just going to book up every single day so I can use my annual pass like I could last year, where it's like I can turn up whenever I want.
Yeah.
So it's really like annoying, to be honest.
I've noticed that.
It's just so selfish.
It's really selfish. I think it's really selfish, but this is what, and like I say, like Towers have gone out on a limb and said it, like this is what people are doing, booking up days and not turning up. So like with
I've seen like other parks that have been doing 4 annual passes, charging more than £1. You literally get charged like 10-15 quid to book the ticket.
Yeah.
If you turn up, you get all of that back.
That's the best way
to do it. If
you
don't turn up,
that's a good way to do
that
it,
15 quid, it's theirs now because you booked a ticket and didn't turn up.
It's the best way to do it.
For £1, people would still book it, not turn up.
Yeah,
but like 15 quid.
15 quid.
Like,
and also, like that's good for a park because if they're getting 15 quid, like they're getting interest on it, even though it's going back out. If they've got it in their like count, if they keep getting this in. Yeah, that's actually quite good for a park.
And like a lot of people are moaning about the fact that, I pay for an annual pass. Why am I paying £1 to get in? Have a deposit, which you get all of it back. They're not getting that extra £1.
Yeah.
But it will also help limit the tickets and stuff.
I don't understand the argument of people saying we got to pay £1. I'm like,
I don't
literally
get
you're getting free parking. You're getting all these rides. It's like I pay like 130 quid for a year. I do the monthly. And it's just like it's nothing. No. It's honestly like.
And the fact that for like the past 4 or 5 months we haven't been charged for it.
Yeah, exactly. We're not being charged. When I was paying, when I had my Cineworld pack, because basically what I did was my Cineworld card ended, and I went, I'm going to get a Merlin pass instead because I hated going to Cineworld because everyone just talked in the films. So I was like, I'm just going to get a Merlin pass, and then I did that, and it's cheaper. It's crazy, man. Like going to a theme park is cheaper than going to the cinema.
Yeah,
like that is crazy.
Do banging nachos and cheese though at the cinema, don't they? You know what I
mean? Oh no! Although you can't get an ice block.
No.
Theme park.
That's true. You can at Blackpool.
You can't.
No, you can at Blackpool.
No, they don't do the official ice blast, but they do a version of it. In Pirates Treats in Alton Towers. They do a nice little.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yeah.
It's quite good actually. It's a good version of it, and you get your discount on it. So.
Oh, you know what? We were at Thorpe, and we were going to get them curly fries that actually Nemesis always goes on about. But
mate, they're garbage, bro.
Right, but the thing is, right? We were asking for a discount, and they were like, "We're not part of Merlin," and I didn't know that other restaurant until I watched your vlog today.
Eastern Express.
Eastern Express wasn't part of Merlin either, so it is quite common throughout Merlin parks to not have. Yeah. That'll be what Oktoberfest is.
They're like the only company that aren't part of Merlin. But like this is the thing with Merlin is that they had like McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, didn't they? And then they brought everything in the house because it was like more. It brought them more money in to do it themselves. But yeah,
even though Thorpe still has Burger King, KFC.
Yeah, they do.
They have 2 Burger Kings.
I think it's just a delivery process for Alton Towers. It's a long way.
Probably, yeah. It's probably like I can imagine with Alton Towers, it's a lot harder to get things in, like stuff like that. Like around them roads, getting a big KFC and Burger King delivery, I bet it's a bit of a pain, really.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's away from anything as well. So
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like it makes sense for them to like just bring it in house.
You know what was annoying? When I got my refresher refill the first time, they actually said we've only got Coke until this afternoon, and I didn't believe them. But then when I went to the refresher refill in the afternoon, there it was, peach Fanta. So I was like, huh. So they're getting deliveries like throughout the day and stuff, and you're thinking, just imagine being a delivery driver to Alton Towers. That drive like every day.
Oh God.
Well, that's the reason they didn't have
van. In a massive lorry.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's the reason they didn't have the Coke Freestyle for ages, wasn't it? Because they couldn't get the deliveries for him.
But I imagine it probably is. Yeah.
Like that's why they didn't have him on for ages. There was like, we can't get the deliveries, so we just do it. And it's so depressing that Nitrogenii is still not.
Oh, mate, that is my favorite.
Like, what is going on? Look at that.
I don't know. Let's start a GoFundMe for Nitrogenii to get back.
Yeah, get him going again, man. Like they're sleeping.
I miss Nitrogenii.
Yeah. Oh yeah, honeycomb. Oh man,
yeah, that honeycomb.
Get off Jewel, come out the shop, get a cheeky drink from the shop, and then you go over, get your Nitrogenii, sit on the bench, and get stung by a wasp. That is.
I'd happily just sit at Nitrogenii all day eating Nitrogenii.
Yeah, literally.
I'm not gonna lie.
The thing is, though, it's the only ice cream you can buy. Get on the Sky Ride and still have ice cream at the other end because it's not melted.
Yeah.
Like it's just brilliant.
Unless it's a very, very, very hot day.
I don't know. Like
when we're at Thorpe.
Oh, that was just that was just a magnum failure, wasn't it? Really?
Like, it was melting as I was eating it. I know. I only just bought it.
It was well hard to keep up with it. Like
I was like,
bought it, opened it out the packet, and I got all my shrapnel out. I was like,
Coke,
and then they went
Costa now.
So
I didn't realize Coca-Cola owned Costa now.
Yeah,
I didn't
do
know
they?
When did that happen?
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah.
Nitrogenii at Chesington seems to have disappeared as well.
Yeah,
because Costa was like a proper like British company, weren't it?
They took it over from Whitbread PLC,
okay.
And Whitbread I think do like Harvester and stuff.
Oh,
yeah, Whitbread do Hold on.
$4.9 billion.
Before we continue this,
£3.9 billion.
Joe.
Purchase.
Joe. Is Joe still there?
Sorry.
Oh.
Can you tell us about your experience of Saw? Because obviously you were a big Saw fan.
Yeah.
The actual you actually did the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I was really, really impressed by it. I mean, you can really tell that, Lionsgate, who obviously produced the pictures, have worked insanely closely with the people that have actually designed the ride to kind of bring the whole sort of jigsaw mythos to kind of, life in that ride. And the way that the queue line's actually set out, and you're walking through past all these various different traps, which are stuff that, I've kind of seen in the background in films. So it's like Easter eggs actually in the films themselves. And then you kind of go into like the building itself. You walk past the shotgun, which obviously is a trip shotgun that's actually in the first film, I think it is. And one of the main characters gets taken out by that, and then sort of make your way up. It's just so so well done. And even the ride itself, I mean, yeah, people say it's rough, and I can see where they're coming from with that. But the experience itself and the indoor dark ride section, the outdoor part, it's it's a whole package ride. It's fantastic, and I loved every minute of it. And I can see why it's probably one of the top coasters at the parks. At the park the way it is, because it's just so immersive. Very well done. Yeah, very impressed.
I love that dark ride.
I honestly, that dark ride bit in Saw is like one of my favourite things on a UK coaster. Like, it's so well done. It's really well done, really, and it's that whole experience. Like, even in the outdoor queue, I think it's done, like, even though it's like budget, but like it's so well done. Like, it feels like you're there.
Yeah, and
and it's I totally agree. Like I say, I'm not like a massive, like, for me, I'm a big film buff. I love the first two Saws. After that, for me, it went a bit downhill. But like,
it did,
but like, that's a different conversation, isn't it? But like the ride, the ride itself, though, like you say, it's just so well thought out. And I've got to say, when I did Saw this year, it was nowhere near as rough as it's been in like the past 2 years that I've done it. Like the past 2 years I've done it, I've come out with a headache every time I've done it.
I came off with a headache this time.
But did you? But this time I didn't have that. I thought it was okay, and like I felt myself tensing up. You know, when you feel yourself tensing up in a ride, and you're like, "What am I tensing up for?" At the end of it, I was tensing up for nothing. That was actually okay. But I think that's the thing with Gerstlauers. I think they're just like really like unreliable, in the sense of, obviously they're unreliable because they go down a lot, especially Saw goes down a lot. But in terms of
actually, Sean, we got in the station, and then the lights just went bam, all the lights came on.
That's one thing that really confused me about Saw. When they turn on the emergency lights, all of the lights turn off first.
Oh, really?
It's a good second while it's changing over. It just goes pitch black, and then the emergency lights come on. It's like,
but what Gerstlauers is like, they're one of the coasters that it actually matters a lot of what like train you get on. This thing,
definitely.
Hello?
Seems to be a thing that I hear people say all the time. Like, if you get on train 3, for example, you get a better ride than you get on train 2. I'm like,
legit train 3
where that happens.
Legit train 3.
Is it train 3? That was random, but like, it's a weird one, isn't it?
Train 3 is the one. Like, that is.
But why is that with Gerstlauers? Where it's weird. Because it's even like with a Smiler, I'll have a ride in it and be like, that was amazing. I was on the back row on a wheel seat. Amazing still. I'll go the next time, go on the same kind of seat, and it'll be rough as anything. I'm like, why is that? It's just weird. Like, I don't understand it.
They do just seem to be really hit and miss, like from ride to ride. Because like I've always said that one of the smoothest coasters I've ever done, just coasters in general, is Daredevil Dive at Six Flags Over Georgia. That's a Gerstlauer custom Eurofighter. And it's smooth.
Is it lap bars?
Smooth as anything. I think it's OTSRs. I think, if I remember correctly.
I would like to ride Saw with lap bars, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Infinity style.
Yes.
Yeah. But Infinity like Daredevil Dive, it's smooth. It's like ridiculously smooth to the point where you can't even really hear the train on the track.
Wow.
It's weird. It's weirdly smooth. But then Mystery Mine at Dolly is
that looks pretty brutal.
The complete polar opposite.
What is that like? Though. Is that rough? Or then is it? Or
yeah, it's pretty rough. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's the thing. A lot of it could,
it's amazingly themed, but
a lot of it could also come down. Obviously, it's not Gerstlauer workers that build the ride. It is a construction company.
Yeah.
So and even if you get the same construction company, like B&M might actually have tighter tolerances, which forces the construction company to make the ride smooth.
Yeah.
Whereas there might be different tolerances on a Gerst coaster.
So when
having that between two rides, they might have slightly different tolerances.
So when we're lenient tolerance.
Yeah. So when we're like B&M, I don't think I've ever been on a rough B&M, except for like
I have.
Except for Dragon Khan. Dragon Khan is pretty rough.
Really?
I think that's really rough. Like But this is a thing, Luke. I always say, like, so people. It's weird how people interpret roughness.
Yeah.
Because I've never had I know this is going to blow people's minds, but I've never had a rough ride on Colossus. I think that is such a good coaster. But then it's like people go, it's really rough. So I find it fascinating what people find rough and don't find rough.
You said I didn't find Colossus that rough either, to be honest with you.
I thought it was a really solid.
Though.
Yeah, front is like the best one to go. Like, honestly, yeah, Colossus. If we had the choice now to go on the front, I'd always go on the front. But even we went on the back, and I've been in the back loads of times, and I've just found it like a really fun like ride. So I've always found it really, really. But
Colossus is slow at the moment, though.
Can I just like raise a question, because it's something I don't really know about? Because like, what is the reason, right, that like Intamin do like a triangle, like, you know, that they change their track layouts for different, like the style of their tracks? So, you know, like how
you have 3 tube and 2 tube and stuff like that.
Like why is like the new coaster at like Universal, why is that their like newer style of track?
The
where
bigger
Taran,
spine.
Taran is not that. Taran is not that old, and it's like I heard that Fantasialand requested that style of that rolled track, but then it's like people are saying no, they didn't.
I think it's looks. Obviously the stress that the track's going to be under, and also different types of track. You've obviously the more metal you have to bend, you can't do as tight of a turn,
because apparently that triangular track is like really tough.
The 3 tube.
But then it's like but then it's like the one at Orlando, but it's going to be like Orlando is like so fucking hot. Sorry for swearing. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my! No, we can have one swear word per episode. That's fine. One swear word. But it's so hot over there. But like, it's like apparently the style of track they've done with the new coaster in Universal, that's like apparently meant to be like less G's or whatever. But I don't see how that's going to be less G's than Taran. It looks like it's going to be.
What I can say about that about Velocicoaster's track design specifically, at the very least, is that that track design, which has been done with Pantheon at Busch Gardens Williamsburg as well, and now with the new
Skyrush as well,
Mega Coaster at Wallaby, Belgium. Well, see, if you've seen closely, it's actually different track ties between the spine of the track and the 2 rails. So like what they basically went for is just less welds, from what I've been told. Less welds, therefore an easier track design to reproduce every time, therefore cutting down manufacturing costs and stuff. And then with the double spine, it allows for less supports because you've got double the amount of strength,
more bracing on the actual track.
Yeah, exactly.
And double spine will allow the track to spread the pressure.
Longer, like you can, a lot better. It allows for longer track. It allows for longer track spans without there being without it needing any supports. Because if you look at some of the sections on Velocicoaster, mainly the top of the top hat, the
top hat is just like crazy without some.
And then like the stall, and then like the stall, and there are certain sections that just don't have barely any supports.
But then I hear with like Hyperion that people have been saying, because they have that certain style of like track ties, that it's got like a lot rougher. Obviously, I've never done it, so I'm just taking people's like whatever they're saying of it. But like I'm hearing that like it gets a lot rougher with time because of the ties are like weaker. Like I don't know how true that is or whatever, but the thing I was interested in with like that specific coaster is, why have they come with that specific, when that obviously the Taran like triangle track is like so like it's been tried and tested. Like I don't understand why.
Same with
most
Tiger,
of it probably
Mackie,
is gonna be manufacturing cost,
isn't it?
Like one thing that
a more efficient way of manufacture. A more efficient manufacture.
One thing that could be in terms of like the tracks getting rougher and stuff. Like if you look at a B&M, a B&M is one giant box.
Yeah.
Yes, it's hollow, but it is a very rigid box that under stress probably doesn't flex that much.
No, I don't think I've ever seen a B&M.
If you go for like a 2-tube, 3-tube track design, you've got all of these little parts connecting to each other. All of them have points where they can flex and bend.
Yeah.
They're not going to move much, but that tiny little movement over time, you'll end up getting it. It will be like a fraction of a millimeter, slightly different to what it was when it was designed, and then it'll feel rougher.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the things that just like I saw it and I was like, I wonder why. Like these two, like everyone keeps saying like, oh, you know, Taran is quaking every time these pictures come out, which I agree, because the theming of like this new coaster at Universal looks amazing. But I was just like, why?
Oh, you said quaking. I was like, what did you just
You're getting used to my accent. You'll get used to it as you go along. It's a weird accent. I've got a mix of all different types of accents because I've shared houses with so many different like over the years. But yeah, I was just wondering now because I was just like, why is it so different? I just don't understand why they would make that decision where it's like this Intamin track that has been tried and tested is still good. Like, I don't understand why they're going for this like newer version.
I think that Intamin have just been looking because we always talk about Intamin being like such an innovative company in terms of ride designs and coming up with new ideas and trying things out and not being afraid to try new things out. I think that
Raptor.
I think the same can be said just about about the intricacies of different parts of their design. So with their track design, they're always looking for different ways to just more efficient ways to manufacture, their track. Like their track and trying out different track designs and stuff, and just more efficient and more innovative track designs. I think that has probably a lot to do with it. With Velocicoaster, I just think that I don't know if this was their thinking behind it, but for me, like that the track design that they used for Velocicoaster just looks so intimidating, and I just love the bulk, the beefy, aggressive track style look of the track style that they used for it, as opposed to the tri-tube track. Like I like how that one looks as well, but this one in particular just looks so intimidating.
It looks like a lot more streamlined, doesn't it? Because that's the thing with Intamin, with that older style track, it always looks a bit bulky, and like I know exactly what you mean. I look at it and I go, it just looks like streamlined, like more like futuristic. It just looks like better. But like the more research you did into it, people were being like, it's not strong enough, blah blah. You know what everyone said, all of us enthusiasts, everyone's got something to say about everything.
Do you know what else though? In terms of innovation on coasters, I think one of the main things that has changed in the last 10 years has to be trains. The trains have changed more than tracks, so much more.
Yeah,
I mean, if you go from the Infinity Coaster to the RMC to like Skyrush Wing Coaster, Furious Baco,
it becomes so much more open.
Remember,
in terms of what you can see.
50 years ago, we were just sat in a box. Think about that, right? We were sat in a box on a wooden track.
I still think like Intamin trains, like they are comfortable, but they look trash when they're on the they just look bulky and crap to me. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, I do. I think they look oversized. Like that's the way I feel about him a little bit.
Do you think that about Taran's trains?
Yeah, I do think that as well. Like, even though I like the design of the trains and stuff, but when I see him on the track, I'm like, they look bulky. Like when you compare him to like a Mac track, like they just look like I don't know, they look like nice and stuff. But when I
like
see
that's so interesting to me, because like I actually think that the Mack trains look even bulkier than the new gen Intamin trains do. Like I know Aaron just put in the chat. Look at Icon's trains. Well, it's funny because with Taran, from what I understand it, Phantasialand were okay with going with Intamin's proposal for Taran's for their version of Taran and stuff, but they wanted an open train like a Mack multi-launch style train that was really open, raised heart lines, your feet are dangling, and just really open in terms of like your body can sway left and like be thrown left and right and stuff. And they wanted that style of train, but on Intamin's Taran proposal. So they basically said to Intamin, look, designers a new style train to go with it, and you've got the green light, and that's what resulted was Taran's new gen Intamin Blitz trains.
The way I look at it is like with Taran, like what's the most important part is the ride experience, and the ride experience of Taran, totally. Like I say, and every Intamin I've been on is perfect. Like it is.
Yeah.
But what I guess what I'm trying to say is like off ride. I watch trains all day and I film them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I see like an Intamin like coaster coming over, what it looks like to me, they just look very tall. I don't know what it is. They look very tall.
I know what you mean.
It looks like an armchair on the track. Like it's weird. Like, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just very different to everyone else's kind of style of train, where it kind of just looks very sleek and kind of like in it. When I see an Intamin train, they just look like very bulky.
What I like about
on ride, it doesn't matter because it's still amazing. But just from off ride, I look at it and I go, they look bulky as hell.
Yeah. The thing for me is that everybody's really said something there that they're not realised. For one, you said that Intamin asked for a Mack-like train. Now, the main reason I like Icon is for the train. Like, it's so comfy.
So comfy, so comfortable.
Oh, it's just like, you could just sit in it all day. Like,
I don't want to get out of it. When I get off the train, I'm like, I don't want to get out of this seat.
No, I mean, the only other coaster... the only other coaster that I like, in terms of trains, to Icon, is the Swarms. Like, I could sit on that thing all day. And never move. Comfy. Just so just perfect. Yeah. It's absolutely perfect. And I think ride experience compared to the actual ride, like you were saying, you've got all the theming and stuff like that. But if you're in a damn hell of a comfy train, then that just adds to it, right? Can you imagine Saw if it was actually really comfy, like a Lost Gravity train or something like that? It would just be like, it'd be great.
I don't. What they Lost Gravity, are they big? Max Big Dippers, is that what they're called? Or...
Yeah.
They are so good. I don't understand why more parks are not getting them. Like,
you've been on Lost Gravity, right?
I've been on Lost Gravity. I thought it was amazing. Like, I thought it was incredible.
Did it just feel like you were sat on Icon, like, but on the side of the track?
It felt like a cross, but it felt like an infinity coaster.
Right, fair enough.
It felt like an infinity coaster, but with Mack trains and their Mack smoothness. Like, it was so good. God. Like, I got off it. And I was just like, if Mack had made the Smiler, it would be even better. Like I'm a big Smiler fan as it is. I really like that ride.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, if Mack made this with this Big Dipper style coaster, like it would be insane. It was so good. It's just so good. And it's like when you did your when you did your first Untamed Ride Sims one, and Scott from Wallaby Holland was in the chat. The operations director, is he, or something like that? Yeah. And he was saying Lost Gravity dispatches in 33 seconds, and I can 100%.
I can absolutely
tell you that because that was like we got in a queue and it looked like it was going to be a long queue. Like we got on there in like 20 minutes and it was the longest queue ever, and it just gets through it so much.
Do you know how many trains Lost Gravity has?
I don't know. No.
5. Does it seem like it has maybe? A lot? 5? I'll check dead quick while you guys are talking.
Yeah,
it's two rows, isn't it? It's 2 rows.
Yeah,
it's 2 rows.
I'm just thinking because it's only 8 seats to fill on each train. Like they can probably send them out stupidly fast.
It's so fast.
If they've got a lot of trains, and there's enough. I feel like there's enough blocks in that layout for it to more than one train to be on the layout.
It's such a good. The reason why I think it's such a good coaster is because if you've got it's almost a wing coaster.
When
you're on the outside seat, it is like an actual wing coaster. But then if you're in the inside seat, you're on the track. So it's really good. So if you're with someone who doesn't really like heights, for example, is not massive, but they like coasters, like Joe, like she gets on the inside seat, she loves it. I get on the outside seat, I'm basically dangling above, like over the edge of the track. So it's
oh.
Hello?
Understand why them what?
That's all right, go on, carry on.
Did I cut out?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but you're good.
Yeah, but carry on anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're saying Joe doesn't like the outside seats. I've got some stories to tell you about Skyrush.
Oh god, yeah. Skyrush is
man.
the same spine, isn't it, as the Velocicoaster?
The same what? Sorry.
It's a double spine, isn't it? Like we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So it must be something to do with forces because that thing's hauls. That hauls, Skyrush hauls, doesn't it? Quick.
Mate, hauls is an understatement.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it must be something to do with
flies.
the fact that it can hold that much speed for that much amount of time on them turns and stuff like that.
It's definitely that double in terms of the double spine specifically. It's definitely an idea. It's definitely for track elements where the train is going to be putting more like an extended amount of force on the track.
Yeah.
For absolute, that's I-305 has it as well. Intimidator.
Yeah, exactly.
305.
Yeah.
Like I said, like the new Intamin Mega at Wallaby Belgium, it has certain parts of it, certain elements within the layout that uses the double spine as well. It's heavy duty track built to withstand a lot of force from the train.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try and say earlier. But I've had a lot of problems with people cutting out and stuff. It's not you guys. I think it's just my internet. So yeah, I apologize for that. Everybody who's been watching. But
sorry, guys.
Yeah. So all right, well we're gonna end the show there because we've been going for an hour and 46 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy, right? But yeah, so Joe, where can people find Theme Park Insanity?
So you can find us over on our official website, which is themeparkinsanity.co.uk. Also check our site out for some fantastic merch. And we also have a brand new zip-up hoodie. So if you haven't seen that one already, check it out. Nice. You can also find us on Facebook at TPI Official as well. Plenty of daily content, loads of update series, and loads of good stuff coming your way very soon as well. So drop by and say hi.
Yeah. And Sean, where can people find ParkSpill other than the link in the video description?
ParkSpill on Twitter, at ParkSpill, at ParkSpill on Facebook, and ParkSpill on YouTube. And thanks for having me. It's been great. I always love these shows.
Yeah, no worries, man. Anytime. And Mikhile, where can people find your lovely artwork and things? And you just got hold of Planet Coaster, right? Just a quick one. So you're actually working on some things now, right?
Yeah, I got some stuff in the pipeline. I've actually had Planet Coaster for a while. I've just not had the hardware to be able to play it with any kind of consistency.
Yeah. But you're enjoying it, right? You're enjoying it now. You've got the better computer and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a much more enjoyable game when you can actually play it. Like it does help.
Yeah.
And that sounds obvious to say, but it is really that. Like literally when you can play it consistently without any frame drops and it's actually a consistent experience. It's really good. Like Planet Coaster has its flaws and stuff, but for me personally, I really enjoy it.
It's so addictive, isn't it? Like it's so addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this show and watching.
Where people can find me? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, where can people find you? Sorry, go on.
So I'm mostly at the moment at the moment, I'm mostly on Twitter. You can just find me Mikhile03, Mickey03, Mikhi03. You can find me there.
Make sure you go and give him a follow. Make sure you follow everybody, and the links are in the video description below. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the chat for interacting with us as well. And thank you for everybody who's joined today. But for now, wait a minute. But for now, I've been Luke. He's been Sean from ParkSpill. He's been Mikhile. He's been Joe from Theme Park Insanity. And we've been CoasterGen. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and follow us on our socials. And say bye, James.
Bye, James.